Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Chip.
It's Delaney.
And today we are bringing you our indie highlight. So we both picked an indie brand that we wanted to kind of promote, give you our input. We'll tell you a lot about the brands, maybe some products. We do have products from the brands that we're going to speak about, so our experiences with them. And yeah, just more information about them in general. And I hope you guys enjoy. I'm really excited to do this. This is kind of like my very first big indie purchase. So exciting.
Yee. I'm an avid indie brand purchaser. I just love supporting a smaller brand, and I feel that most indie brands in general try to cater more towards being vegan or cruelty-free versus big box brands like Mac has still yet to go to cruelty-free. So I eventually want to get to a point where I have cruelty-free all products, or at least, you know, a combination of both, just because animals are important to me.
Yeah.
I think that's really important to smaller brands as well, especially if they're trying to start out fresh. Today we're going to be talking about two brands. I selected F.A.I.R Beauty. We do have an affiliate code down below with them. It's FASTTIMES, and you can get 10% off your purchase at any point in time. I do make a small commission off, so a little bit of a discount. All of their products are very affordable. And which one are you going to be talking about?
I will be doing Touch of Beauty Glam. They're an Etsy brand. Their motto is love for all things beauty. So this is a Los Angeles, California based brand. It is owned by one person. Her name is Amy, and she does everything by hand, no big factory, and she doesn't have a team of people. This is all a single person making, basically customizing every order and shipping it by herself, which I think is amazing for one person to try and take on. It's especially in such a competitive field, trying to get into the beauty community by yourself. That is amazing. Made in the US, obviously, and she does ship worldwide, and her products are cruelty-free, vegan, paraben-free, and talc-free. Also, they do contain some bactericide, preservatives, and antifungal, antimicrobial. This is just to keep your products basically longer, longer. They'll last longer, but all the products are, of course, vegan, so that's awesome. She does have a variety of products. She has highlighters, glow blushes, blush toppers, a lot of metallic foiled eyeshadows, which is what drew me to her brand, and eye toppers. So I did pick up the Vivid bundle. She does also bundles. So these are, and you know why I picked them up. I mean, look at the colors there. They are stunning. And I did do a swatch, which we will include somewhere. So this was a 10-pan bundle for $60. Now, price-wise, I think this was expensive to me, but when I think of, okay, this was made by one person, these were all pressed by one person, and she had to create this, ship it by herself, I'm like, yeah, 60 is fine. Yeah, thank you. And the shipping was super quick, so I thank you for that, Amy, as well. She is an Etsy store, so we will leave the link and everything, but all her reviews on Etsy are 5 out of 5, which I can tell. I mean, the swatches are beautiful. They apply wonderfully. I did do a brush application, a finger application, and a wet brush application, and everything was just stunning on my eyelids. She does state that due to everything being customized and being, she wants to make sure everything is safe as far as no bacteria, that everything that you buy is final sale, so there are no returns on her products, which
that's fair.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you get it, you're gonna start touching it, and there's no, I wouldn't want to send something that I touched and now is filled with bacteria and back. My only con with this, and especially with singles, and not just her brand, but most brands that just do singles, I would like maybe an option of a Z palette or something made by the company to put the shadows in. Luckily, I do have a Z palette, but if I didn't, then I wouldn't know where to just put the singles. They did come individually wrapped. ABH does sell quad palettes, so you can stick the shadows in there, which I think is great. Maybe include a Z palette with your brand so that people, and I mean that would be great because then people would buy the Z palette. Yeah, buy your Z palette for your shadows, which I think would be great.
I like the palettes that are like a Z palette, but they have the structure built in for the pan. So like the Balm and Anastasia, like they have the holes already pre-made for you, and you can put any 26mm pan in there. We're filming another video today, and I brought all my single shadows in one from the Balm because I just like their packaging. It's such an easy product to like flex into, I feel, because then you can not only use that as marketing, but you can put it all over the outside, like touch of glam, or you know, you can have people really customize it. It's just another really cool thing to like offer. That's why I think Fair Beauty, they like having the makeup bags as one of their options for holding, because you know, if you don't buy pans and you get a compact, like you can put it right in there and you're good to go.
No, I think that wraps up a lot of Touch of Glam Beauty for me. Again, I really am getting into indie because of this lovely lady here. So I'm still learning, still growing in that aspect, that field, that genre of makeup. But right now I'm loving it. I love that these are super bright. These will pair really nicely with all of my other single eyeshadows and also my palettes. So, and a lot of my palettes being all matte don't have a lot of the pressed shimmer shadows. So it's a great bundle to pair with other brands and to use alone. They do great just as a single shadow with a nice crisp liner, and I'm happy and I can go.
So for Fair Beauty, the name is standing for Fantasies Are in Reach. They just want to inspire artists to be able to create in their own mindset. They are a very small brand. They do focus mainly on pressed highlighters and loose highlighters, eyeshadows, and glitters. And they do sell some lip balms and makeup bags, which they all hand make, so that's beautiful. It was founded in 2015. The ideas for the names of their products are based on Greek and Roman mythology. They are talc-free as well, and most products are lip and eye safe, which I think is crucial if you're selling highlighters. Like a lot of people do like to put those on the inner part of your lips, or you know, close to your mouth in general, if you're doing like a Cupid's bow. So like having something that's lip and eye safe is so great to me. Just kind of to touch on some of the other products that they sell and those price points. The highlights, the compact is 42mm, so it is a bigger pan, but the single pan size, so you could put in a Z palette, they're square and they're 38mm. They do try to make everything in small batches specifically, so they keep their products as fresh as possible, but they do customizations if you want a compact, or if you want it in a pan for, you know, a Z palette, that they do offer those. I like to use compacts just for singles specifically because I don't use a whole lot of Z palettes for highlighters. Of course, that my collection is getting a little bigger, so I'm gonna have to, but this is the compact size. Let me cover that mirror so I can turn this down. But this is the highlighter shade in Alicorn. It's a very nice and light gold shift. Let me just do a little swatch for you here. And even with my skin being super fair, like it definitely picks up very well. I've never had any type of problem, and it's super creamy. Most of their products have multiple shifts inside of them. So Alicorn, for example, it's a gold based highlighter. It's not a more yellow gold, it's more of like a champagne, but it has a green shift to it as well. So I do like to pair it when I'm doing like a green look.
Yeah.
For the highlights, those are $12. The 42mm compacts, those are $17 because you're also having to pay for that packaging. Okay. When I purchased, I got 2 compacts, a pan, and she sent me a loose little mini size of one of her loose highlighters, and I really love that loose highlighter that she put in. It was so nice of her to do that because she wasn't like offering that as like a sale or anything, but it was just really nice of her to do so. It's gonna get me to go back and buy that full-size product when I run out of that mini, but she does sell mini versions as well, or sample sizes. For a mini loose highlight, it is $8 and you get 5 grams of product, and then if you want a sample size, which is, it's a tiny little jar, that is 1/8 of a teaspoon, and that's $2. So if you want to go buy all of her highlighters at $2 a piece, and you don't necessarily want to buy a full-size product,
that's pretty
I
awesome.
love that that's an option.
Yeah.
And that's some of the flexibility that indie brands can give you, is that you can get smaller sizes like that, or they're a little bit more willing to customize you versus, you know, Anastasia's single shadows are what, $12 a piece, and even when they're on 50% like they are right now, it's still $6 per pan. I'm like, that's how much I could get it for any brand all the time. I mean, that's how much you paid per pan for your bundle, and I think that's fair for a pressed pigment that's a glitter.
Yeah.
She is currently offering 3 bundle options for her glitters. Those are a 3 glitter eyeshadow at $16.50, which saves you $3 if you just bought them individually, because individually they are $6 or $6.50 for a loose, or sample is $2. They have a 5 glitter bundle, which is $27.50, which saves you $5, and then an 8 glitter shadow bundle, which is $44.50, and that saves you $7.50. So if you're trying to go for a whole bundle, and then if you were curious in the lip balms, those are $3 a piece, and the makeup bags are $10.
I think going off of like the products, so for Touch of Glam Beauty, it is a lot of blush and eyeshadow. So I think what I would like to see next from the brand would be a lip product. So she's already showing that she can do amazing duochromes, amazing metallics. That would be amazing if it was like in a liquid lipstick form. Hint, hint.
So like a gloss, nudge, nudge. Or like a,
oh no, not a gloss. Please no more glosses. Yeah, give me some lipsticks. Like, glosses are cool, but you gotta be in the mood for a gloss. But if it was a liquid lipstick, I would grab it. Like, I would grab it for a lot of my looks. Whereas a gloss, I'm like, no thanks.
If I had to break down my pie chart of lip products, I would have maybe like 15% creams and like, you know, just a natural lipstick with like a satin finish. And then like 85% is matte. And then like maybe a 1% or less is a gloss or like a topper. Yeah, it's very small. I'm not a gloss person. I am thinking about like changing up my base makeup foundation and doing more like a dewy or natural finish. Ooh. But I don't think I'm gonna change my lip ever.
Dewy. Not matte foundation from Delaney? What?
I'm just a matte, flat person. But my wishes for F.A.I.R Beauty is like an extension of the highlighter. So if you go onto the website, I'll insert a clip here of like kind of scrolling through some of the products. But a lot of the highlighters are very light. And I mean, obviously for a highlighter that makes sense. But even for deeper skin tones, you know, sometimes I would want a deeper highlight shade, because like with chip, like you can't just put like white highlighter on all the time. Like you want to be able to have color options. And even some brands in general, when you do a color shift or something like that, it's still very white base. And this is, I mean, interject at any time if it's not on point.
Yeah, I stick away from a lot of shift based highlighters just because sometimes it either doesn't show up or it is awful. Like, especially the pinks. The pinks just come off white a lot of times. Greens are okay, but they tend to just blend into my foundation or my powder. So then it's just like where to go. Blues are really good on my skin if it's a blue shift. But really, I just look for a lot of gold toned, a lot of bronze toned highlighters. Natural because shades. Yeah, it really goes well with the powder. So the lighter highlights I like to use for inner corner highlight, under the brow, maybe my Cupid's bow. It like amplifies. But if I really want my cheeks to not look like I just ran through a glitter farm, yeah, like then I go for the natural toned highlighters.
Chip, you love glitter. What do you mean? Don't want to look like you?
I mean, not when I'm going to work or church.
Don't want to look like a harlot now.
Yes, have my pastor asking too many questions.
Right. But on their eyeshadows, you know, it's all shimmer or metallic. And if you look in comparison to the highlighters and the eyeshadows, like I would like to see some interchangeability there. Like maybe just a very light, like duochrome eyeshadow that is similar to the highlight. I mean, obviously you could just use the highlight, but she has some deeper tones that I think like in oranges and reds. The colors Peel's Passion, correct me if I'm wrong with pronouncing that, or Luna, those would be really great shades as highlights. Maybe not so pigmented and deep as orangey and red that they are, but it would still be very beautiful to me, just to also cater to those deeper tones that, you know, like Chip, you know, obviously she could, but like, you know, you really want to feel when you have makeup that it caters to you specifically. And you could... Oh, I've lost my compact.
Wow, let's keep going. I'm here.
I'll just let her play. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Woo. Watch out, Fancy, Trophy Wife.
My gosh, okay.
And those are more of like a glow, not necessarily like glitter flecks. So like I have Trophy Wife on right now, and as you can see, it's more of a yellow gold versus ALICORN. It's more of a champagne yellow, like I said before. And the only other thing that I would like to see the brand do is like a metallic lip. I think people are getting more into metallic lips. Like, I love putting a powder over my matte lip, but at the same time, like, I would much prefer just to have a metallic lip like I'm wearing today. It's all mixed in there, ready to go for me, and I can apply it as I please. I did reach out to F.A.I.R and Touch of Glam. Touch of Glam didn't get back to us in time for this video, but F.A.I.R did reach back out and say that in the future, they are going to be expanding their design bags. So if you guys love buying a bunch of makeup bags,
sorry, I'm like, make sure you see it.
Did you see it? Did you see it? They are going to be expanding the design bags. They're very like artsy, nerdy, you know, centralized right now, very like Avengers and Marvel and stuff. Yeah. They're also going to be coming out with some matte shadows, which I love a good matte, so I'm excited for that. And they are going to expand into lip glosses, which you guys know how we feel about gloss, but you know, if it's worth it, if it's pigmented, maybe I could do it. It depends on the formula for glit.
Please don't, not sticky. Not sticky.
You mean sticky?
I hate like when you put your lips together and then like you just see lines when you open your lips.
Ew.
Yeah, it's like tacky. No, man.
The strings.
Yeah. So yeah, honestly, I'm loving it, and I will continue to support this brand and purchase other things in the future. And yeah, I'm definitely picking up that highlighter from or stealing Delaney's. We'll see how the end of the day goes. Yeah, she puts it away.
I'll be using it in our looks that we're going to be filming today, so it's going to sit out, and hopefully it gets back in my case when I leave. But if there's any brands that you guys want to see us talk about or purchase from, just put it down there in the comment section, and we want to hear from you guys a lot more than we are. And then obviously follow us on Instagram and our Facebook page. It's basically the same thing, but if you prefer one over the other, you know, follow one. It's going to be Sugar and Spice _ makeup, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!